Welcome to the Moon Magic Tarot channel. Thank you for joining me. In today's readings, we are asking a very straightforward and direct question. Literally, yes or no. You know, sometimes I think, whether it's something really small or something really big, any situation, we have countless times when we may face indecision. It could be procrastination, or it could just be that we really feel we can't see the woods for the trees, or our gut feeling says something's going on. And, whatever your situation, we're going to draw 3 cards for 3 readings. We have reading 1 already, reading 2, and actually reading 3 is this one. And we'll draw cards, we'll draw runes and charms as well to help to guide you in. But think of your situation. It can be any situation at all where you are needing a yes or a no straightforward answer, and any other information that your spirit team wish to send through for you. So reading 1, you have Queen of Earth. This is the card to guide you in for reading number 1. Reading number 2, Youth. And reading number 3, you have the 6 of Fire. Okay, now we will draw a rune and a charm for each, for those of you that would like that extra information. And then I will leave the video running just for a few moments for anyone that needs a little bit more time, and you can always press the pause button. Okay, those are the runes. And those are the charms. So reading 1, you have the rune of partnership, and you have the flamingo. Reading 2, you have the rune of joy and the symbol of peace. And reading 3, you have the rune of movement and the owl. Okay, super souls, I will put the timings in the information box for you and in the comments for phone users. Tons of love. Take as long as you need. Trust your intuition. If you have more than one question on your mind, then focus on one first and then come back to the beginning again as and when you are ready to follow through with your other question. Super souls, tons and tons of love. And I will see you in the readings. Welcome, reading number 1, and today we are asking a very straightforward yes/no answer, and you have been guided into this reading by the Queen of Earth, which is the Queen of Pentacles. We have the rune of partnership and also the charm of flamingo. Flamingo is about balance and beauty, harmony, family. So this is feeling very favourable, but before in terms of a yes, a leaning into a yes, but I'm actually going to draw cards first before we really establish how clear this answer is for you. So let's draw some oracle cards first for you, reading number 1. See what we have. You have the stone. That is your first oracle card. You have helpful people. Now this is starting to make some sense. And you have Inum Codii root. Okay. This is very interesting. I feel like your answer is fundamentally a yes. But I also feel like something else is having to happen first before this can actually sort of substantiate or properly manifest. So reading number 1, you're asking a yes or a no question, a very direct yes or no question about something, about a decision you have to make. It's a general reading. But I feel like the energy around this is, it requires something else. I think it is a definite yes, but something else is needed. Some help, the rune of partnership, some assistance, for this to actually manifest, for it to take root, or for it to take hold, or for you to see the actual results. So it's a yes, I think, most definitely, in terms of yes and no, but there is something more that will need to grow, to come from this first, actually, whatever this situation is from you, or for you. Let's draw from some tarot cards and see what else we are shown for reading number 1 about this yes-no situation. Can we be given further guidance about the current situation, or the question of yes or no for reading number 1? Let's see this card too. Okay, let's put those to one side first and have a look at these tarot cards first. Okay, 10 of Cups. This is super nice. We have Knight of Swords. We have Queen of Cups. So you've got 2 queens. We have the Ace of Discs. We have the 9 of Swords. Yeah, something, I'm placing this here actually for a moment. Okay, 9 of Swords and the Knight of Wands. Okay, Super Souls, we'll perhaps be asking some more questions in your reading for you. But what I want to say is, firstly, the answer is absolutely yes. This situation, the do you do it, don't you do it, your yes, no primary question, the answer is absolutely yes, wholeheartedly yes. And this is something that it's leading to something. The decision is actually going to, the decision yes is going to take you forwards. What I'm seeing is this decision right here and right now, the yes or the no, whatever this may be, whether it's a tiny situation or a big major decision, it's actually leading to something else. So whether you're aware of it or not, for some of you, you'll have a real awareness. The decision is a yes or a no, and you already have an outcome in mind, or it's on a pathway to something. And you already know that. You're wanting this to take form. You're wanting it to put down roots, to become established, you already have a vision of something. If your yes-no question, for example, is connected to reaching out and asking for help for somebody, or asking if you will receive help, or if the help you're being offered is the right kind of help, then absolutely yes it is. You can trust this person or people who are offering this, and it will move something forwards for you. You have an end goal here in some way, shape or form. If it's quite a straightforward yes or no, like literally, do you go to the library today or something like that, and you're really just debating because you're feeling tired or a bit off colour, the answer is actually yes. And the reason it's yes is because something is going to then, one of those magical synchronistic moments, something is then going to happen that will open up a pathway that is going to lead you to something. So however we look at this, the answer is absolutely yes. And whether you are conscious of it or not conscious of it, this is leading you forwards. It's taking you forwards to a point of, it's something is coming to you that is really going to fire you up, make you feel good, something bring new resources to your world, new vitality, new energy, something of substance. Something of substance is going to come from this one decision for you, reading number 1, whether it's as I said, whether it's a big decision or a teensy weensy one. The answer is definitely yes. Go for it. Remain balanced. This isn't a bull in a china shop scenario. Remain balanced, okay? Heart and mind united here. If you've been procrastinating, or you think that there have been, you're finding that there are almost like you really can't see the woods for the trees, almost like there are too many choices, which I think could be around. We'll look at these cards to see what information we're given here as well. If you're being given too many choices and you're really not certain, it's almost like, rather than it being yes, no, it's almost a sort of a, you know, do I get help or don't I? Well, the answer is yes, but if there's lots of choices available to you, you might find it really helpful. Let's say 2 or 3 people have offered you something and you're not sure which one to go. I would actually write their names or the circumstances or the different choices on different pieces of paper, and then, you know, maybe sit with one of those pieces of paper and, you know, come back to this reading, or maybe some of the other readings. You can check out the Timeless Readings playlist, which has all sorts of readings that answer specific questions, including the weekly readings that I post every Sunday for weekly guidance. Find a reading with each of those bits of paper with that situation or that person on it. Home into a reading that's about that particular scenario, because some of you are, there's more than one choice available to you, and part of the indecision is you're kind of thinking, well, should I do this or should I do that, rather than a clear-cut yes or no. The answer is definitely yes, though, to the immediate question that you have in mind, and if this leads to greater choices, then yeah, that would be a really good way forward, I think. You know, write them on a piece of paper, each one on a separate one, home into a reading for each one, you know, and see what you're shown. But we are seeing a very favourable outcome here of something that is going to bring about or establish something is going to take root and grow from this decision of saying yes today. That's what we're really seeing here. Can you see here in the Ace of Discs, this root coming in from above? You know, really, really magical root coming in. We have these roots, something really, and this, you know, lotus flower blossoming here behind the Queen of Cups here. You know, there is a really positive, a favourable outcome ultimately, and it's something that's really, something you really have wanted, you know, here. So again, if it's connected to partnership, you know, this is absolutely yes, but there are steps to take along the way. Let's have a look at the rest of your tarot cards. You have the Five of Cups. Now, this is very interesting information. I'm going to move these over here just for a moment so we have a little bit more room. So you have the Five of Cups. You have the Six of Cups. You have the Two of Pentacles. You have the Six of Swords. Queen of Pentacles again. Oh, and King of Pentacles. Wowza, wow. Okay, well, reading number 1, I am thrilled for you. Look at the progression in your cards here. Ace of Discs, Two of Discs, Ace of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles. We have the Queen and the King. Partnership. Okay. The decision that you're making today, as I said, whether it's a teensy one or a really big one, it is leading to bigger things. It's leading to something that's going to manifest. It's going to take root and really genuinely lead to success, reward. What I see is that you are... Part of the difficulty in the decision, there's a little bit of difficulty, a reticence in making this decision. Well, I mean, I guess obviously there's a reticence, or you might not be checking in with a reading like this because you would already be clear about what you want to do. So, you know, that, I guess in a way it goes without saying, doesn't it really? But what these cards are actually saying to you really here, you know, the message that's really coming through here, we're really seeing that something's come to a head, something's come to light, and I think it's pushed you to have to sort of make a decision about something. Something's come to a head, or this is quite an important turning point. So even if it seems like a little decision, like for example, I used the decision like you're going to take a book back to the library. It was a silly example, I know, but if I just use that anyway. Or you were thinking, one of those moments when you're just full of indecision and you think, do you know what, I'm tired. Do I really want to go down the shops or not? You know, I could just stay at home, have a duvet evening, or you know, on the other hand, if I go and get my shopping tonight, it'll, you know, I'll be in, you know, better, I won't have to do it tomorrow or interrupt my day. Or, you know, if it's a simple decision like that, the interesting thing is, it's going to become a breaking open point where something is going to come from this. Okay. And the procrastination also, I think, is reaching, or the delay in making a decision, or the lack of confidence around it, it's coming to a head. I think you kind of know you're needing to take hold of the situation in some way, shape or form, but there is reticence. It may also be that for some of you, this decision connects to some form of betrayal. The Five of Cups is actually a card where we have the 5 and the 6, that we have this progression again. You know, the 5 and the 6 together. The 5 is in many ways a point where we see something, you know, and maybe the something that we're seeing it hasn't been easy for us to see, or we recognize something. But in a way, it's a point of opening, because you can't fix something if you can't see it. You can't sort something out if it's swept under the carpet. You can't overcome procrastination if you can't acknowledge that you're having it, if you see what I mean. So this is a point of turn here for you guys. It really, really is. And we're seeing an upward motion here. Really big shift in energy here, this upward motion, this kind of triangle pyramid shape. Something is wanting to both put down roots. We have that triangle here again, the roots coming in, spread its wings, establish itself. The triangles are pointing out here, and really become solid. Something in you is wanting to consolidate, is wanting to fix something, is wanting to make something happen. And there is a sense of moving forwards here in a really, really good way. But there is a letting go of something as well, really interestingly. It could just be, as I said, it could be an internal thinking pattern, or a point where you think, do you know what, I've just got to get hold of myself, and I will go to the gym. You know, I am going to do it. I am going to pick up that phone and make that call. I'm going to do this, the yes or the no. Whether it is something, as I said, that feels quite everyday, where you just think, do I, don't I? Yes. It's going to become an opening and a turning point for you. It is really remarkably, some of you will know that this is a big decision, and you will know that quite a lot is hanging on it. But for others, it's a really seemingly trivial or smaller decision. But the curious thing is, it's creating an opening. Like you meet that one, you know, if you go to the supermarket and suddenly there you are, just, you know, filling up your trolley, queuing up or whatever. You get chatting to the person behind you, and it's the opening that you've been waiting for. Suddenly something happens, you meet the person. There's something coming to you from the yes. So you may not be aware of it, but it's coming. 2 of Pentacles, we're going to see something moving forwards. We're going to see something becoming established. The wheels are going to turn here. And 6 of Swords here, you're going to see the potential very, very quickly from this. You're going to see a potential return coming very, very quickly in terms of something that you've been hoping for. Queen of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. You know, if you're single and it's a do I go shopping? Well, do you know what? It could be the day you meet that person, or just as the synchronicities. It was absolutely essential and important for you to be in the right place at the right time, for something else to happen. But one way or the other, we are seeing a progression with great success and a really fabulous outcome. So reading number 1, I don't feel we need to draw any more cards. I really, really don't. I love the charm of the flamingo. Flamingos are balanced. They manage to balance. They stand on one leg, but they're flamboyant. They're beautiful. They wear bright colours. They're not afraid to express themselves. They're not afraid to do it. So whatever your question, reading number 1, whatever the circumstance around you or around it, around your question, this is a definite yes. And you're being shown that not only is it a yes, but this is a yes that will lead to something of great benefit to you and great potential. And yeah, great potential, great benefit, something that will ultimately lead to the putting down of roots in something that you really wish to manifest, and it will bring it forth in, you know, really significant terms. You know, this is beautiful to have this partnership here. Super souls, if you've enjoyed this reading, you know, thank you for joining me. If you've enjoyed it and you'd like to get notification of any of my readings, if you subscribe and press the little bell icon, then you should get them coming into your stream. Super souls, I put a ton of free stuff into the world. I have a wonderful timeless readings playlist, which this reading will go into. So if you ever have a wobble and you need to tune into a reading at any time, which was what we were talking about earlier, check in on that timeless readings playlist, because there will be a reading there that will be right for you and for your situation. They are there to support you at any time. I also post moon updates and all sorts of other exciting things. So super souls, thank you for joining me. Thank you so much for those of you who say who offer thanks and give back through the super thanks in the comments, and also thank you so much to all of you who are now supporting me ongoing and the work that I do on Patreon. I hope you are enjoying the tutorials. For those of you who are interested in ongoing support for the channel and for the various things that I put into the world for free on Patreon, those people that are supporting me in an ongoing way, I'm doing a monthly tutorial about learning to read the cards and the runes with all sorts of, we're covering all kinds of different subjects. So super souls, for those of you who are already there on Patreon, thank you, and I hope you're enjoying the tutorials. And if you are new, you can check them out either on Patreon, or actually you can check them out on Vimeo as well. Super souls, tons and tons of love. This is a definite yes. It's an absolute definite yes, and it is leading to so much more. And I wish you just the greatest success in whatever that is leading to. Super souls, it's going to be amazing. Welcome, reading number 2. I feel really excited already for you guys. So you've been drawn into this reading. You've been guided in by the card of the youth. We have the rune of joy and the symbol of peace. This just feels like it's all about liberation, freedom, maybe even a touch of rebellion, but newness, new openings, new opportunities. So we're asking for very clear guidance, a yes and a no answer. Now, everything in this little collaboration is already for me saying yes, but it's interesting because just because it's all about liberation and freedom, well, that may not necessarily be appropriate for you as a yes or a no. So let's draw cards and see what else we are shown. We'll draw oracle cards first, and then we'll draw some tarot cards from a couple of packs and see what we're shown today in this very clear yes-no scenario for you guys. We're asking, is this a yes or a no for reading 2? I'm going to use both those cards, I think, today. Let's look at these cards first. So you have Thanatos and you have the Eternal Child. Ooh, this is very interesting. Reading number 2, very interesting indeed. Okay. The answer is yes. Okay, well, there's a reinforcement when I was already saying everything feels like it's a yes. Pluto rebirth. Wow. This is just absolutely so interesting. It's so interesting. Absolutely yes. Whatever your decision is about, it's a yes or a no. Interestingly enough, I feel some of you have been tangled up in some kind of a web of stuff, tangled up in maybe somebody's facade, tangled up in something that someone's told you, tangled up in somebody's perspectives, whatever it is, you've been tangled. Your decision, however we look at it, it's a definite yes, but your decision is about the freedom and the liberation from this situation. Absolutely, it's rebirth, it's a new life, it's a peaceful existence. It's the rune of joy carried across the gap by the wings of heaven. A new dawn, a new opportunity, a new opening. You see this kind of, get this card out so we can look at it more closely here. See this staff, this incredible staff with the star, the North Star at the top. It's like refinding your compass, refinding your guiding light. There's loyalty around you as well. It's very, very interesting. I'm going to draw more cards and ask for more information around your circumstances and your situation. But what I feel very strongly in this reading number 2, is it is an absolute yes. The yes is connected to you disentangling yourself, refinding your own light, your own inner compass, rebirth. Absolutely saying yes to life. It's kind of like, you know, when we say, if we say no to anything that is unhealthy, you know, whether it's like saying no, if you say no to a child when they are throwing a total wobbler because they want more sweets, they want their sweets at the checkout, and you kind of, do you know, it would be so easy just to give it to them, but you know, we don't, we just have to stand our ground. And it's like the decision, the yes and the no. When we say no to something that is not okay, we're actually saying yes to life. So bizarrely, I sort of feel like you're simultaneously saying yes and no. You're saying yes to health and no to something that's not okay. Yes to your own vibrancy, to your own eternal child. You know, there's something very sacred within you. There's something important within you, something that you've, despite the web, the tangle of something around you, you've held your own kind of inner light. You've held your own perspective, your own opinion, despite potentially opposition. You've been loyal to your own truth. Whilst also, I think for some of you, you've tried also to remain loyal to people, even if you don't agree with what they do and what they say and what they think, you've still tried to be loyal to them, you know, out of sort of courtesy and respect. But it's time to make that decision, yes or no. And the yes is about health for you guys, unquestionably. Let's draw some more tarot cards. Well, I say some more. We haven't drawn any tarot cards yet. Let's draw some tarot cards and see what are we shown for reading number 2. If you've had any internal struggle as well, you know, anything like a I don't say an addiction, but you know, anything where you've been tangled up within you as well, you know, sometimes saying yes to that pathway of living differently. That there's a rebirth taking place here for you guys. So yeah, if it's do I eat the chocolates and open the bottle of wine? The answer is actually no. Because you're saying yes to life, okay? If that was your procrastination, it's a silly example, but you know what I mean. I think you catch my drift. Okay, let's have a little look and see what we have here. Oh, wow. We have 8 of Cups. Beautiful. It's a new dawn, a new beginning. We have the Lovers. So there are choices. The card of the Lovers is fundamentally a card of choice. We have the Chariot. Wow. Making this decision is going to move something forwards very quickly for you. Okay. Yeah, the Knight of Swords. Very decisive. Be very, very decisive about this. Reading number 2. We have the card of Temperance. We have the Ten of Discs. Oh, and we have the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. So this is such a clear yes. I mean, I suppose we have the card there as well, but it's, as I said, it is really interesting because the yes is part of saying no, which is really fascinating because there's been something tangling you. This is a really amazing opportunity. Making this decision, this choice, is going to move something forwards incredibly quickly. Be very clear and hold firm in your choice and your decision. That's what we're being shown here in reading 2. You know, don't mess around with this one. It's an absolute yes, this is my choice. Yes, this is my decision. I'm absolutely going to hold on to the light rather than the tangle. I'm not going to remain stuck in something. I'm going to be loyal to myself, true to my own values. The new dawn, that pathway is opening for you. It's almost as if energetically, your very decision to walk that pathway, to have your voice, to tell your truth, to be you, to say yes to you and yes to life, opens energetically every possible pathway for you. Making this choice is going to move things forward so quickly. But be decisive. You know, don't mess around. You know, it's fascinating we get the card of Temperance here. In some packs, the traditional packs, Temperance is pictured with the goddess Iris. And Iris is really, really benevolent. She's the most beautiful energy. She's really charitable and very giving. She constantly gives, but she was so discerning at the same time. She never ever gave to the wrong people. You kind of didn't mess with Iris, you know. It was like, you know, if you were going to kind of take the piss, she'd have none of it. It's that sort of flavour and energy. It's what I would call really, again, it's that saying no to the child at the checkout. She was, yeah, utterly generous, totally fair, totally balanced in her assessment and her judgment of things, really discerning, but she didn't, you just didn't mess with her either. She had really impeccable boundaries. And I feel that's kind of what we're talking about. There's something around your decision of yes or no that is to do with being really, really firm about something. And the yes is being firm to health and to life and all of that. And it's really, really going to, you know, the Wheel of Fortune is going to turn, and it's going to turn fast, and you're going to see the rewards of this really quickly. Seriously, hold your course. Reading number 2. It's a saying yes and a going for it, okay? You're leaving the tangle of something behind. Let's have a look at these other cards that we drew. 10 of Cups. Wow. Wow. 3 of Pentacles. I mean, this is celebration. Oh, this is gorgeous. We have 10 of Cups, we've got the 10 of Discs and the 10 of Cups. I mean, what more reward do you want? 10 of Cups, 3 of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. I'm loving this. And the Chariot again, and the Emperor. I mean, wow. This is just amazing, reading number 2. Absolutely amazing. This is such a definite yes for you. 8 of Wands, the new dawn, the new journey, the new chapter, the new opportunity, the new adventure, which is what this is all about as well. You know, the card of the youth, it's about adventure, it's about excitement, it's a new chapter of life. The Chariot again, telling us how quickly this is going to move forwards for you. Let me just move these cards along so that we've got room for everything here for you. Okay, right. Super, super amazing. And the Emperor. This is a card of leadership. This is you taking charge of this situation, you taking charge in the moment, you making that decision, you being your own hero or your own heroine. Really, really just amazingly, reading number 2. The 10 of Cups is, it's a card of contentment, happiness of the heart. It's reward. It's like, you know, in relationship, it's a card of marriage. The 3 of Pentacles is celebration, renewed resources coming to you. opportunities, renewed energy, renewed wealth, renewed, yeah, just stuff coming to you that's going to move you into a space of a much more gentle, chilled, rewarding period of your life. 10 of Pentacles here as well, as we've already seen. This is a new chapter, and it's going to happen very quickly once you take charge of things, okay? So let's go back to these two cards, which are so pivotal in your reading here. Thanatos, and we see this web, and then the eternal child. It's like you return to a place of choice, of trust, of doing something that looks after you. It's like making the healthy choice, okay? That's what your reading is all about, reading number 2. It's an absolute yes. It does kind of involve saying no simultaneously. It's one of those really interesting situations. But the yes here is about yes to life. It's yes to the vibrancy of life. It's yes to a new opportunity. It's yes to refinding your compass. It's yes to a new journey, to a new chapter, to a phase of contentment, of prosperity, of happiness, of contentment, of love, of joy, of balance. This is super lovely. The choice is in your hands. So whatever this decision is about for you guys, the yes or a no, there's a, you know, it could not be clearer for you. You know, there's a real sense of something lifting from you, liberation. If you are in any way tangled within some aspect of your own kind of mind, some of you, if you follow my readings, will know I was an accredited psychotherapist counsellor for over 28 years. My calling is to do work that bridges that gap and brings psychological and emotional understanding, you know, much more connecting that information and that knowledge base into the spiritual, our spiritual pathways and spiritual ways of working. I have a whole free online library as well. I'll put all the links in the information box and comments for you guys if you're wanting to check those out. If you are tangled in something within you and you're feeling that you are struggling to see the joy or to find a way forwards, then this could be reaching out to join a support group or to join, you know, to reach out or to see a counsellor or to get some coaching or to do, you know, whatever you are, whatever the yes is, you're also simultaneously saying no to something. And this is all about health, vibrancy, life, a return to that space of renewed trust, renewed optimism. I mean, I love this kind of like rainbow coloured you know, circle here around this beautiful sun, source energy returning. It really does feel like you get something back of yourself that maybe you have not seen or been in touch with for a while. So yeah, go join that group, that circle, that connect to whoever or whatever is going to help you move forwards. The moment you make that decision and that clear-cut choice, and it's an absolute 1000% yes, every doorway is going to open, and this is all going to just move forwards, and we are just seeing health, wealth, happiness, love, everything coming in abundance, contentment. It's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. This is a rebirth in every possible way for you guys. So reading number 2, I'll put that link to my library in the information box if you'd like to get notification of any of my readings as soon as I upload them, if this is really resonating with you. I'm feeling really buzzy. These readings feel very snappy, but this reading number 2 is, yeah, I mean, it's buzzy, it's determined, it's vibrant, it's gorgeous. So yeah, if you want to get notification of any of my readings, if you subscribe and press the little bell icon, they should come into your stream. Thank you so much for joining me. Truly, I am just rooting for you guys. I really am absolutely rooting for you. Super Souls, thank you to those of you who've been giving back through the super thanks in the comments. Thank you also to all of you who have I've been supporting all of the work that I do, including my free online library through Patreons. Thank you, Super Souls, and I hope you are enjoying your tutorials. Anyone that's new to me, for my Patreons, those people who support my work ongoing, I'm doing a monthly tutorial on Patreon about learning to read the cards and the runes. We have a different subject every month. So guys, I hope you're really enjoying those. And if you're interested, do check out the link to Patreon. Wonderful, wonderful reading number 2. I'm rooting for you. Tons and tons and tons of love. This is an absolute yes to life. Welcome, reading number 3. You have your card of the 6 of fire, you have the owl, and you have the rune of movement. Now this is the bettering of any situation. It's something gathering momentum. But it's really interesting because we're asking for a very clearly defined yes-no answer. And yet this card for me is sort of saying, look, you know, there's more than one side to the story, or there's more than one choice available to you. Maybe you're needing to see something. So let's draw more cards and see what we are shown. It's not feeling as clear cut as reading 1 and reading 2, where they were actually very snappy, very buzzy actually in their messages. So we're going to draw some oracle cards. I do feel we have that one. No, just that one. Oracle cards, and then from more than one tarot pack as well. So we're asking for information, a yes-no answer, please, regarding reading number 3's situation. I feel this card and this card are showing already. Let's have a look and see what we have. So we have the poet. It's like this crystal ball here. And this is super lovely because we have big happy changes. Okay. We have 6th house sustainability and Sagittarius expand. Okay. You're here with a clear yes-no reading. What I want to say to you, reading number 3, as I'm really seeing it here, is I think ultimately I'm kind of saying yes to your situation, but there is a but here. It's really interesting. You need to see something before you can move forwards. There's something else that has to happen, or there's another piece of information that has to click into place. Something is out of balance. It's like you can't move forwards. It's almost like if there's a jigsaw puzzle and you have to complete this jigsaw puzzle, you know, like those escape rooms that you go into where you have to answer all the questions before you can get out, and then it clicks into place and the door opens and you go to the next room. It feels like that. It's like there's something else that has to happen first. It's either got to be negotiated, or you've got to see something from a different perspective. The outcome is really good. It's a definite yes in terms of your ultimate yes-no answer. But there is a but. Before this can move forwards, you need to see something else. So there's another piece of information that needs to come to you. You don't have everything you need yet. Something hasn't yet happened. Let's draw tarot cards to see what else we're shown here for reading number 3. I mean, it is a yes. If there's a fundamental yes here in your answer. Big happy changes are coming. I'm going to change that in terms of what I've just said. I'm not saying it's not a yes. I'm just very conscious of you coming and asking a yes-no question right here and right now. Actually, the yes that's coming through is that the desired outcome. It's like, yes, you will get the desired outcome. Okay? But something else has to happen first. So it may be that it's a no in terms of proceeding immediately in response to whatever question you're asking. I mean, this is, of course, a general reading. Let's ask for more information, please, for reading 3. We're drawing a lot of cards here. We're going to be given a lot of information, I think. In fact, let's just draw from a second tarot pack as well. We're asking for more information about this situation, or about the yes/no answer, actually. That's what I'm going to be, with these cards, we're really asking very distinctly about the yes/no answer today. We have a lot of cards for you guys. I feel like there's a lot hinging around you at the moment. So let's see what we have. Whoa, 3 of Swords. Stop. Look at that hand. Stop. Right now, stop. This is not the time to proceed just yet. Okay. So yes, there will be a good outcome for you. The outcome you want is going to come. It will be sustainable. It will be, it will take you in. There will be a time when you can expand. The big happy changes are definitely coming. But you have to make a difficult choice here about something. And you haven't yet got all the information you need. It's coming to you. The information you need is going to come to you. Yeah, absolutely. We have the new beginning here. The Fool, the fertility, the Hare. Okay. Yes. Yes, and something has to fall into place first. Okay. We have the 3 of Wands. We have the High Priestess. We've got this kind of chakra points, things lining up. The timing isn't quite right for you yet. I think you're trying to make a decision too quickly, reading number 3. You know, whatever that yes/no choice is today, I feel like, let me move these along so we can just, if we just move that along a little bit so we've got enough room for all our cards. Yeah, I feel like you're trying to make this decision, I want to say prematurely. Okay, now everything is going to come. There's no question of it. There's no question of it. You know, everything that you're hoping to succeed and hoping to bring forth, it's a general reading. So I accept, you know, your question could be about something quite trivial or quite small or seemingly small, but really, ultimately, I think you're trying to move something forwards far too quickly. And something else needs to happen for this to be able to line up and be in place. We will ask more information here in these cards, which we have already drawn. But right now, stop. Something needs to come back into balance here. We have these swords crossing here. We've got the wands pointing in the 3 here. You need a clarity of direction to create that new beginning, that new opportunity, that turning point. You're kind of looking for information, you're searching. And the Owl. What are you not seeing that's right in front of you? I'm just going to place these here for one moment and let's look at this card here. Yeah, you look at these 2 swords here. One of them is touching the ground, and we have flowers growing. They look like they are perhaps dandelions. This situation is not entirely black and white, okay? So you may be asking for a yes/no answer right here, right now. But actually, it's not as clear-cut as it seems, reading number 3, or that's what I'm feeling I'm being shown here. Now, the big happy changes are coming, and I think There's the owl, you see. I think the information is actually available to you in some way, shape or form, but you either haven't yet seen it with clarity, or you haven't had time to digest something properly. You know, like when you go out and you meet someone and you have a conversation and it just goes so well and you think, well, that was amazing. And then you come away, and afterwards, it's when you start to do what I would call, you know, like the post-mortem of the conversation afterwards. It's like if you go out to a party and you meet someone, and then the day after you start to do the post-mortem, and you sort of start to think about the things that were said and the good times and all that kind of stuff. And it's then when it's like the penny drops, you know, that's that saying, that something falls into place, it clicks into place, and you suddenly think, that's really important. That was a really important piece of information, because everything seemed really great, but maybe it wasn't, or everything didn't seem so great, but maybe I'm overreacting, or whatever it is. There's something that you need to see, or to process, or to digest, to bring it back into balance. Look at this. Stop. We have this hand here saying to you, stop. Stop, because it's like it's not that the wool has been pulled over your eyes. Maybe for some of you it could be. More that something isn't in balance. Something isn't measuring up, okay? Something's not weighing up. Something doesn't feel quite right here. I mean, for some of you, maybe the wool is being pulled over your eyes, but maybe for some of you, it may just be that you yourself are a little either blinkered, or, you know, you haven't yet seen something. So don't be too hasty here. Okay, this choice is going to take you in the right direction. But you need to, so you are going to make a decision. And those big happy changes are coming. Things will move forwards, they will expand. Do you know, I find this so interesting. Your candle reading number 3 has just gone out. Isn't that interesting? That the timing somehow, that I said earlier, I feel like the timing isn't quite right. It's very important. I think the timing here for you is really important. It's important that you make the choice that you're going to make, the yes-no part of this, because I do feel ultimately, on the one hand, it's kind of like a yes, everything's expanding and moving forwards. We're seeing new beginnings, new opportunities, a new dawn, and a greater sense of balance in you. But it's almost as if you're being asked to wait. Okay, so I think there's a yes, and yet there's a don't act too quickly. Okay, the timing is really important to you. I think it's fascinating. This candle just blew out just like that. Well, came to the end of its time, ultimately. Let me light another one for you. I'll just find a lighter here. Let's light another candle for reading number 3. Okay, so let's bring that light back in. So now we have our new beginning. Yeah, this is all about timing. I want to say to you that the decision that you're wanting to make, I think actually ultimately it is a yes to your question. And you know that it's going to create the changes you want, and it will help to bring you a sustainable future that will allow you to expand and bring about new beginnings. But the timing, excuse me, the timing, it's really important that you almost have to keep something under wraps as well for a short while. I'm going to just say, I think, reading number 3. For some of you, there's a piece of information that needs to click into place. For others, it is literally a question of timing. I think you perhaps know what you know, but you're not quite sure when to act. You know what you need to do, but you don't quite yet know. Maybe you're trying to push it forwards too quickly. But everything is about timing here. Yeah, whether there's something else you need to see, or whether you know what you need to do, but the timing is not yet right. Let's look at these cards. So very interesting. First of all, we have the Emperor. We then have the card of the Lovers, which is a card of choice. We have the Six of Pentacles. Decisions, decisions. Six of Cups, 2 sixes. We have the Magician. And we have the High Priestess. Then we have the Two of Wands, the Two of Swords, the Tower, and the Page of Pentacles. Okay. Right. Reading number 3, this is so interesting. So, isn't that interesting? I don't know if you heard that. I just took this sort of big breath to speak before I spoke to you. This does feel like it is a difficult decision to make here. You know, 7 of Discs. The timing isn't quite right for you yet, but I want to say have courage and be strong, because even though this may be kind of, you know, it may be frustrating that the timing isn't right yet. It may be causing you conflict. You know, we have this Six of Swords, these 2 swords crossing, another 2 swords crossing here. So it may be feeling, you know, on the one hand, I feel like the indecision in you. It's quite funny. I putting in the title, you know, when I was preparing for these readings, it was like yes or no, hard and fast, procrastination be gone. You know, actually, this isn't about procrastination. This is about wisdom. It's the timing of wisdom. It's the timing of insight. Okay. The decision you're making is the right one. It is a yes. And you know what that choice is, but you're kind of needing to keep it in the dark a little bit, some of you. And it may be for some of you, again, you know what the decision, deep down inside of yourself, you know the decision, but you don't yet have all the information you need for the timing to be right for you to take action and make that choice. But the timing will come and the conflict will end. Okay. You'll know, actually, if you are genuinely as yet unsure because you don't have all the information, then you will digest this and more will come to you. For some of you as well, there is a need to reach out and to ask for help, actually. When the change comes, when the moment comes, when the timing is right, okay, you will absolutely know it. So I want to say to you, yes and no. This was the question. Reading number 3, your decision is definitely supporting a yes. But, and a very important but, the timing isn't right yet. Okay, give yourself time to process, digest, evaluate, listen, observe, notice, receive more information, because something actually will come to you. I kind of said I think the penny will drop. In terms of the timing of this, either a piece of information or a reference point or a connection, or just that point where the penny drops and it becomes clear. There will be a moment when you will absolutely know it's time to act. It does involve you then actually leaving something behind. Your decision is definitely, distinctly involving the parting of company with a circumstance or a situation or a, well, whatever it is. It's a circumstance, a situation, a person, you know, you could be, well, whatever, it's a general reading, so you could be leaving you know, all sorts of circumstances, but you will be leaving something behind in order to embrace the yes here, the expansion, you know, the big happy changes. It's going to involve a loss of some sort for you, but to be fair, it's kind of cool. It's like leaving home and not knowing what decision to make about where to go or what to do, or whatever this decision is for you, this yes, no. The outcome is going to be completely good. The Fool, the new beginning is coming. It is all about timing. All about timing. And yeah, for some of you, the planets need to align. For some of you, more information is needed. For some of you, you're needing to process something. For some of you, you already know, but you need to keep something under wraps because actually just the timing isn't right. The overall flavour of this reading for you, reading number 3, is the answer to your question is a definite yes. Whatever this is, whether it's a small or a big question, but actually I think for most of you it feels like quite a big question in reading number 3. And whatever the situation for you, it is a yes. The timing isn't quite right. I feel that we should draw some more cards to try and ascertain some aspect of what the timing is for you. Okay, reading number 3. This feels really, really important to ascertain something of the timing. So I think what we'll do is we will draw from another pack of cards and we will ask very specifically for guidance around the timing. So I'm going to use the Akashic Tarot, I think. Okay. Let's see this card too. Right. So, right. We have Archangel Raphael. Oh, look at this. Archangel Raphael. We have Archangel Michael. We have 3 of Scrolls, Setting Your Course, and the Akashic Field, both in reverse. Let me just turn these up so you can see them in the upright position as well. Setting Your Course. Now, when this card is in reverse, it's telling you that the timing isn't right as yet. The Akashic Field, 1 of Forces in reverse. Again, the timing isn't quite right yet. So, what we're seeing here with Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael. Archangel Michael brings courage, resilience, support. Archangel Raphael actually likewise brings guidance, healing. Interestingly enough, look at the crystal ball here. And the crystal ball, well, it actually looks like a planet Earth in the Emperor's hand. And look again, you know, we're holding things in our hands. Archangel Raphael is very often this card means that someone is going to, it's almost like Archangel Raphael will come to you, to your assistance, but in the form of somebody, okay? In the form of someone who actually arrives and brings you something to help you. Archangel Michael, we're seeing strength, courage, resilience, perseverance. This is telling you that the timing isn't right. And the Akashic Field as well, 1 of Forces. What I feel is that there is, I just want to say, I feel reading number 3, that there is divine timing. You know how it's a bit like the butterfly effect, when, you know, a butterfly flaps its wings, I don't know, here in the UK, and then, you know, something else happens synchronistically on the other side of the world. There's something else that actually does have to happen here. There is definitely a bigger picture. The change and the outcome that your choice will make and bring to you is going to happen. We have an absolute affirmation of this here in this reading. But that choice, that decision, and the choice and the decision are right for you. But it is dependent upon something else happening first. Something else does have to happen, whether that's actually directly connected to you or a bit like those butterfly wings. Now, this is still not giving me enough clarity around timings for you. It may be difficult for us to get those timings, but I think we will draw more cards nevertheless and ask. May we please ask about timings for this decision, for when the yes will be right for reading number 3. May we please ask for timings for reading number 3. Okay, so we have the 5, the teacher. We have the universe. We have the Emperor again, which is the 4. The 10 of Cups. Okay, the Ace of Wands. Okay. What I'm going to say, reading number 3, I don't feel like we're being given a very definitive, like it's next week or it's a Tuesday or it's November or it's December. But what I will say is I do think this will complete within the course of this year. So I'm obviously this is a timeless reading, so you could be checking it out at any time, but I'm going to place some timings around what I'm seeing because I am actually doing this reading at the beginning of October. And so if I think of that cycle of October now through till the end of the year, if you are watching this reading and you're not watching it in October, I think we're talking about a natural cycle within, there's a natural cycle, there's something to be completed, to come together, the universe, there's something here of these natural circles and cycles that need to happen. The teacher is a card that always for me brings in that real feeling of the universe being in charge, and we've talked about divine timing. So whenever you are watching this reading, I think we're talking about cycles here. So if, for example, you are watching this and we've just passed, say, the equinox or the solstice, then by the next sort of like turn of that wheel, the timing will have come to fruition. That point will come. If you are watching it between at a sort of a quarterly type period within a year, or even if you're working with moon cycles, it will complete within a cycle of something. Okay, that's what I'm being shown. So I think we are seeing cycles within cycles within cycles. I'm being drawn most intrinsically to the natural cycles of the universe, and therefore I think we're talking about kind of like those natural earth cycles where we move from the equinox to the solstice, or from, if you think about Samhain, Beltane, Imbolc, Lammas, all of the natural earth cycles. Find the one that you are closest to that we've just passed and look at the next one. And I think it's within those cycles, those natural turning points in the earth, that you're going to see this come to fruition for you. We're going to see that new beginning, that completion of something, the ending of something, and therefore the new beginning. So there's something about becoming, sustaining yourself through a cycle of something for it to then complete. The new beginnings are coming, the big happy changes are coming, but yes, there is some kind of divine timing, and it is to do with universal cyclical time. So whenever you are tuning into this reading, you are being given the courage to continue. It's why we have the Akashic field in reverse as well. The timing has to be right for this to move forwards. It isn't that there isn't a new beginning coming. The choice and the yes, no is definitely a yes. Timing is everything. And you will literally know when the timing is right, because something will fall into place. It's almost as though the universe will open those doors for you. Literally, someone will come along and give you a gift. We're seeing so many of these symbols here of someone presenting you with something that looks like, you know, an orb or an earth or something that opens some piece of universal timing for you. Yeah, your answer is yes, the timing isn't right yet, and it's to do with natural cycles, the natural cycles of evolution and of the universe. It will come to its natural completion, and the new period will arrive, and you will know it, and it will be clear, and you will know to take action. In the meantime, digest the experiences around you, process them. Again, we have the full moon here. It may be a moon cycle that you are working with. If you are watching this around the time of a new moon or a full moon, then it may be within the cycle of the next moon that this comes to completion and to a head. But yeah, there is divine timing at work here for you, super souls. And if, depending on the nature of your specific yes-no answer, and you can't hurry it, you just can't. This has to unfold as it should. But if you are requiring additional support and help around a specific question or a specific subject, super souls, do ask for me to do readings in the comments. If you let me know the subjects of readings you would like, I can then do them. I can't reply to all your comments because there are too many, but thank you so much for making them. I do read them, and so I do make a note of all of the suggestions that you make. If you'd like to get note of any of my or get notification of any of my readings as I upload them, if you subscribe and press the little bell icon, they should come into your stream. These are part of a timeless readings playlist. All of those readings will answer specific questions, and it's a resource that's there for you at any time you need it. The timing is really is everything here for you guys. So yeah, do check in with other readings and do put forward suggestions for readings so that I can actually do them for you. Super souls, I also post readings every Sunday. Reading number 3, I feel there is nothing more to ask here. I am really I feel like I'm holding out for you, because it feels like you're really, really wanting something to shift and to change, and you're wanting to make a choice, and you're seeing choices that lead to potentially even a bigger choice, or that are part of a bigger choice, and yet the timing is not quite right. But it will happen. The new beginning, the new opportunity is absolutely assured. It's just, yeah, timing is everything. Super souls, I'm sending you the biggest hug and all the love in the world. My apologies for being slightly croaky in my readings today. I still have a bit of a cold. I am sending you all the love in the world. Thank you so much for being here. I will put links to anything and everything that might be of help to you in the information box below, of all the sort of stuff that I do and put into the world, including the moon updates as well. And I will also yeah, I'll just put everything in there that may be of value and help to you. Thank you to those of you who are giving back through the super thanks in the comments. Tons of love to you. Thank you so much. And thank you to all of you who are supporting my ongoing work on Patreon. I hope you're enjoying the tutorials. And anyone who's new to me in the channel, on Patreon, with people who are giving ongoing support to the channel and to my free online library as well, I am actually doing tutorials every single month about learning to read the cards and the runes. Wonderful, wonderful reading number 3. I am just sending you all the love in the world.